angry with myself I didn't ask you on the floor. How sick were you this morning? What were you feeling, and how did it feel out there on the floor tonight?
Yeah, I didn't feel too well, but I guess I just figured if I got a good day's rest or try to sleep through it, that would help me for tonight. But it's game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals, so I wasn't going to miss this game.
You guys have been an elite defensive player for a long time. Could you kind of walk us through that final play there against Denmark, sort of what you saw and how that play all developed?
I think I just made a play. I feel like he's a right-hand driver, and he's been very, very aggressive all night. Great player, had a great game, but just made a play. Kind of jumped his right hand and got the stick.
And you think you guys closed the game with a 13-2 run. Obviously, you were trying to fight back most of the second half. What allowed you guys to sort of lock in there for those final couple minutes?
Man, it was definitely a team effort. I think from being down 18, we knew that we can lock in defensively and be better, and it showed. But it was definitely a team effort.
This whole year, offensively, a lot of big moments. You spend them spacing to the corner, you're in the dunker spot. You had this big opportunity to drive, and you just went straight at Siakam. What were you thinking in that moment? And did you feel like this was a moment where it's like, I got to step in and actually do something here?
I think I just saw a chance and took an opportunity. I felt like he was on his heels. He wasn't really expecting me to attack downhill, so I attacked him and just tried to be aggressive and got the hand one. But it wasn't anything like. It wasn't anything, just me being aggressive.
And then Joe said that as far as managing you being sick and all that, he's like, I trust Jrue. How has Joe's trust in you helped you kind of find your footing with this team and figure out how you can be yourself here?
Yeah, it means a lot. Just the trust that he gives me and allows me to be myself is great. It's challenging me to be a better player and a better teammate. So it's been great, and I feel like it shows out there on the court.
Al and Joe were talking about like all the different things that you guys were trying to do to get through like that second quarter. They were shooting like 70%. What was that like that process of trying to find what works, going through the zone, all these different things, and then settling on something that finally clicked?
I think that's a testament to our season. Our season, we've switched up so many times and done so many different things against everybody in the league that we really feel like we became good at a lot of different defenses. So I think when we switched the zone, it threw them off a little bit, or if we were switching or if we weren't switching. If I was on Miles Turner or putting Al on TJ McConnell, we definitely did our best to try to kind of switch it up on them and make them feel uncomfortable. So definitely think it's a testament to what we did during the season, and then being able to lock in the playoffs is big.
Dave looking into the ice machine. There's no one back there. This is just your second trip to the Eastern Conference Finals. How special are these moments?
It's definitely a blessing. I don't take this for granted at all. It's my 15th season, so to go to it twice. I know like JT and JB have been here too many times, but this is my second time, so I'm here and I'm appreciative, and I'm gonna do what I can to get through this series.
And then do you feel like you're playing the best basketball you've played this season now?
I think I'm in a groove. I thought that I was in the groove too during the season at times where shot the ball well, got to the corner playing the dunker, but I think times like this, our team really just comes together and we elevate each other and make each other so much better.
Jrue, from what you bring to the game and how you play defense, what do you make of what TJ McConnell's done on the other side of this matchup?
TJ's been great. He's been a load for us. Obviously, with our scouting and all that, we focus on TJ a lot. We feel like he is the head of the snake, especially in the second group. I think to be able to come off the bench and score 16 points or whatever it is, and bring the energy that he brings is huge for the team, and he's been doing it all season.
Last question, Joe.
Jrue, first of all, how are you feeling now, and what were you dealing with today?
I'm all right, a little fever here and there. Slept a lot, but I feel pretty good.
And then on the play, the the steal on Denmark. Rick wanted a foul there. He's pretty adamant, and obviously you would disagree. Could you explain why that's a clean play?
I guess from my perspective, I thought I beat him to the spot. If anything, we were chest to chest. So, and then the ball was out, and it was kind of just like a little tap with my left hand. So, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I have to go look at it again. But I don't really think there was that much contact. But everything happened so fast, you know. So.
Thank you, Drew.
You can do stuff up at the very end.
Well, we had him at 38 minutes, which is probably less, but I mean, I didn't really manage him that much. I didn't kind of trust him. You know, when he was ready to play, I knew he was going to play just because I had faith and trust him. And I thought he just played a really good game. That's a trademark steal that he always gets with the inside hand. He gets that a lot usually when the guy's coming down the sideline with the guy in transition. So I've been looking forward to a couple of those. He hasn't gotten as many as I would like to look at this year. So, but he made a good time play.
Joe, what did you see in that execution down the stretch as opposed to earlier in the game where you couldn't cut into the lead?
I never thought we couldn't cut in the lead because of our offense. I thought we couldn't cut in the lead because of our defense. So I liked our execution throughout the game. Our shot quality at halftime was like 1.22. Their shot quality was like 1.12, but we just couldn't get a stop the way that we needed to. We couldn't. It took us a little while to figure out what they were, you know. It took us a little while to figure out how we were going to match up with them in order to slow them down and put us in the best position. You know, without Halliburton, they went to some of the different stuff and they had a lot of speed. So I never felt like it was our offense. I felt like it was our defense, and I thought we took it to another level in the second half.
And so down the stretch, did you see it was more defensive fueled?
Down the stretch, I thought we executed defensively and offensively. I mean, we made the right play at the rim, extra pass, good screening. I thought there was a high level execution on both ends of the floor, you know, especially in the fourth quarter. But the thing I liked the most was just, we talk about all the time, like it takes what it takes, and every game's going to be different. And you know, I felt like in the first half, it kind of caught us by surprise that we were down by that much. But I was like, you know, I kind of told them, like, fellas, it's going to happen. It might not be the last time we're down by double digits. So I liked the way we handled that, and it was just a test of mindset and toughness. And I thought the guys came through big time.
Joe, just to follow that up, what did you see down the stretch particularly about your execution and about that mindset that pleased you the most?
Once we embraced the fact that we were down double digits on the road in game 3 against Indiana, I thought it was pretty fun. And so I loved just the approach that we took. I loved the mindset that we had. I thought we executed well on both ends of the floor. And you know, we made the plays that were necessary to win. And you know, that's how games are going to go. So you have to be able to win in different ways. You have to be able to get through certain stuff. And I thought our guys did a great job getting through it.
Joe, the behind the back pass to the game winner to Al or the go ahead is going to get all the attention, but throughout the game, that pick and pop, it seems like Jason is so comfortable holding and finding him. Have you seen them developing that throughout the last couple of years? The things in practice, is that just like grab the guy back for game, that kind of balls, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I mean, that should get, there's a lot of plays that should get attention from multiple guys, but just our offensive execution is generally good, and our pick and roll execution is good. I thought guys made the right play at certain times, whether to drive it, whether to pass it, one more. And so I thought even when we had some empty possessions where, you know, we had a couple shot clock violations, I thought we were playing with the right intentions, looking to make the right play. That's the most important thing.
You think they've shot over 60% from 2 throughout the series. I don't know where it explicitly ended up tonight. What are the things that they've been doing in that area in particular that have given you guys trouble through these first 3 games?
Well, I mean, I like to figure out, I like to differentiate the 2-point field goal percentage that were long twos versus transition twos versus layups versus paint twos. So that, you know, that 60% can be a little misleading because some of the 2-pointers we have to live with because they're good at the other stuff, especially with Halliburton. So we got to break that number down and figure it out. Obviously, the transition twos and layups, you got to fix that with the turnovers in your offense and not getting cross-matched. The layups in the half court you fix by the shift activity. The non-paint long twos you don't fix nearly as much. But they do a really good job of fighting to get the ball lower and lower, which makes it harder to switch. And they do a really good job of like counteracting our ball pressure by getting it low. The first drive and the second drive is a little bit lower. By the time we get to the third drive, it's really hard to switch that, and they end up already having a foot in the paint. So first half, we didn't have great ball pressure, and they were able to get it lower, lower, lower. In the second half, we picked up our ball pressure, and they couldn't get it as low as they wanted to, and we had better trips.
In addition to the ball pressure, you said you found some things that you liked as the game went on in terms of matching up with them. What were some of those things that you liked as it went?
I mean, I can't tell you that, but
I'm just trying.
I know we found it.
Joe, just the performance of Al Horford, who just keeps churning away mentally, physically, and what he did tonight.
Poise. You know, like I said, I felt like even when it wasn't going well for us, which we have to expect that it's not at times, we just kind of stayed right there. And Al's kind of the anchor to that. But I think tonight it was everybody. Everyone just kind of stayed there. And, you know, when we got it to like 10, being down 10 on the road in a playoff game should not be anything other than like normalcy. So we just had to normalize it. We had to normalize the situation we were in. And Al's poise and leadership. And I think everybody showed that as well.
Joe, with Xavier there for the rest of the series, what do you feel like he gave you guys, particularly the defensive end there in the second half?
Yeah, I mean, his ability, he's a great screener, he creates separation. And he has the gift defensively to be able to play both in drop and touch. I mean, drop and switch. And so we were able to change our coverages when he was out there pretty frequently. He can guard different matchups because of his ability to play in drop and in switch. And so he just gave us some versatility, and I really appreciate with what he's going through right now. Just him being here, and then the ability to call on him and him deliver for us. Just says a lot about who he is as a person. So I appreciate him for that.
Adam, good job.
It felt like, especially down the stretch, like there was just a different level of physicality on defense. You guys more resistance, and you talked about that's kind of what separates at this level. What did you see, and what was kind of behind it?
That our ball pressure stayed consistent, and then when we picked them up, they couldn't get it lower and lower and lower. So they still got to where they want a little bit, but I guess we give, like you said, we had more resistance defensively. We had better shift activity defensively, and you know we were just able to kind of do both. You know, they tested with their dribble drive. It's really hard because their spacing is not predictable, and so you never know what type of spacing you're going to be in, so you don't know where the shift is going to come from. So real, like, the guys did a great job communicating matchups, coverages. We went zone, but like once we were able to figure out the frequency to kind of slow them down a little bit, the guys really executed.
Joe, you talked about being caught by surprise, you're down double digits, embracing that you're up down double digits. Can you explain, like, before you embrace it, what does that look like, and after you embrace it? Like, what's that process?
I mean, I think you get caught up when you're down. You're just kind of like, shit, we're down. Like, you know, we're down. You know, nothing's going our way, or such and such. Like, it wasn't as bad as it felt for me personally. Like, as a process of the game, I was like, this feels a lot worse than it actually is. We just got to tweak a couple things, and once we get it, we'll chip away at it. And so once you get out of the mindset of focusing on what's happened, and you get in the mindset of focusing on what needs to happen, then you can just kind of make the shift. And I thought the guys did a really good job of that. But like I told, at one point I was like, look at the score. I was like, oh, like, look at the score. Like, you know, Dallas was down 18 last night. But like, this has to be normal. We have to know that we're going to be losing in the playoffs at some point. That we have to play through it, and the only way you play through it is by being in it. And so I thought the guys did a great job staying present in it.
I'm curious, that the very last play, had you ever seen that formation that they came out with before?
Yeah, it's a really good play. I think Miami runs it. I know Indiana runs it. It's unpredictable. So we had a game plan. We were looking to execute our need 3 defense in some capacity, but just like their half court offense, no idea if that was those reads, but that was definitely hard to guard. They got a good shot off. Some of it is luck too. Like we'd all sit here and say, like, that shot goes in, we're having a completely different conversation. So not necessarily luck, but like you need stuff to go your way sometimes. So.
Derek.
You're talking about feeling calm throughout the whole process during the game. You took more than twice as many threes as they did. So you guys had a few sections where you missed a ton of open threes. You guys kept firing. Al, JT, both been shooting poorly a lot, and you kept firing, and you eventually came out on top. How does like that 3-point volume discrepancy help you feel confident?
Yeah, I mean, it's again, like, we didn't go into the game saying we have to double them up back at the 3-point line. We came into the game saying, like, you got to take the best shots possible. And so we did a great job in the second half. I really most of the game of just taking the shot that was available there. If you break down the defense and you're taking away the rim and there's a 2-on-1, you have to make that play. And so I thought we just kept chipping away by taking the right shot every single time, whether it was a 3, whether it was a layup. And, you know, when you do that over the course of possession, I think it gives you a chance to get back into a game, and I don't think that's good.
Thank you, Joe.
Thanks.
We'll have Jason